They want attacking, purposeful football all the time. Now we've got our backs against the wall and we're going to fight, and we're going to fight hard. You've got to show me all the guts and all the determination you've got in your body. You've got to inspire me.
A marvellous kick. That's as good as you'll ever see. And puts player back in front. From inside the centre square. Boyd kicked the goal. Boyd kicked the goal. From inside the centre.
Hey, Pack. Welcome to Danny Boyd with Added Stevo. It's a podcast about that team that are locked into finals. And they've started very well in the women's. That is the Footscray Football Club Proprietary Limited. They trade as Western Bulldogs. I'm Danny McGinlay here at the Spread Eagle Hotel in their private dining conservatory. I'm here with Mark Stevens. Oh, no, turn yourself on, bud. Turn yourself on.
How often does that happen, Danny?
It happens most weeks, but I've just given up re-recording
I'm used to having a
it.
tech. When I was at Channel 7, we had our own tech to do this stuff.
Yeah.
So we might have maybe next year if the success of the show continues, we can hire a tech. Mate, an intern, maybe.
If we could hire a tech, what we want is someone to handle our socials better than me just throwing up stuff. I think that's a great idea. That's who we need. Have we got some young, hungry Bulldogs fan?
I reckon we can. I'd just love to just sit there and work with us. It's a good experience.
Absolutely.
You can learn so much. I mean, here we are in the Federation Room, the only pub in Melbourne where you can get a 7-ounce.
What a selling point. 7 ounces. Does that mean anything to? I mean, it means nothing to me.
Not really.
I was born in 82.
You call it a pony, or
I'd call it one of those small glasses.
Yeah, one of the small glasses.
Yeah, we're very direct.
But great to be here, Danny, and it's positive. Even when I was in the Top Dogs on the weekend, people are sort of moping around. We'll probably lose by 8 goals, blah, blah, blah.
It was very negative pre-game.
Very negative. I'm not sure why. And I said, look, this is the sort of game that we respond to, a 10-day break. And I actually said on another podcast last week, or it might have been this podcast.
I don't know. How many pods are you doing these days?
Well, I did one for Zero Hanger that's no longer, but we can talk about that later.
We'll talk about that in a sec.
But I talked about the Carlton bathwater, drinking their own bathwater.
Yes, you definitely mentioned that. Yeah.
And I reckon it happened.
You reckon they drank their own bathwater? I think that's a unfair assessment of the game because I reckon Bevo just had a plan and it worked.
Yeah, we came hungry. If we kicked a bit straighter, Norton sort of missed early in the game. He's that type of guy that when he misses an early one like that, it can affect his whole
confidence
setup.
player. But
so he kicked that with 2 goals up, but sensational in the last quarter, Norts. Look, Ed Richards didn't run too far. That was crap.
Oh, my God. Okay, so, I agree with you. We should be absolutely positive. However, and I was absolutely... If you'd said to me, even at three-quarter time, hey, you take a draw, I would have bitten your hand off for it. Yeah. But those 2 decisions in the last minute really did leave a bitter taste in my mouth. And I've rewatched both of them this morning just because, in the heat of passion, you can sometimes, miss... And I'd like to think I will watch it and I'll say, okay, there was technically something there. Ed Richards running too far is just it's harsh, but... in the dying seconds of a close game, it is ridiculously harsh. And I'll put this to you, Mark Stevens. If that had been Collingwood, who had been pinged from too far, Nick Dacos, I guarantee you, Xander Maguire or someone would have been out on Marvel Stadium pitch with a tape measure, just pointing out how absolutely outrageous that decision was. And then Harry Mackay gets given a mark when he's holding James O'Donnell.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I think Carlton certainly got the rub of the green. We have had a bit of luck in the close games this year. Little things have gone our way, but it certainly didn't happen on the weekend. And look, Richards didn't run too far. It was a big call, and it would have been great to put Carlton away. And then the issue was, Danny, that you'd swear Bulldogs got 0 publicity. Wow.
Oh, my God,
and Carlton
yes.
was celebrating. Fantastic.
Yes.
Carlton were bloody lucky to get out of that. They had a full team. We had a very young side, heaps of players under 20 games.
Yep.
Probably should have won the game. And really, it really irked me in the end. I thought, hang on, who won this game? Carlton are carrying on.
If you watched every single footy show last night, and I did, I watched 360, I listened to AFL Daily, I watched On the Couch, and I just want to shake some of these men and say, oi, 2 teams played in that. It is not just Carlton. For God's sake. And also, they're copping a lot of criticism for their way they were talking about the Sydney Swans. And I would just like to say to all our listeners, if you have been triggered by the events of the last 24 hours, certain people in my family have found a lot of help through CASA, the Centre Against Sexual Assault. Please, if you are struggling at the moment, please reach out, and they are a great resource who you can help. I mean, that's really all we want to say about it. It's such a horrible situation.
It's a moving story as well. It's very hard to comment on.
Absolutely. Moving. I thought you said movie story. And I'm like, what movies are you watching?
It's moving at a quick pace.
Yeah.
And really, the only people that are happy about it are Geelong. Suddenly that concussion thing's gone out the window.
Yeah.
It's as if that's never happened.
But thoughts are with everyone there. But 23 free kicks to 15. Mark Stevens.
Yeah. Look, there were a couple of early ones, arm chops, holding of arms that went Carlton's way. I mean, Harry Mackay. If Aaron Norton got everything that, say, Harry Mackay and Curnow got,
Couldn't
it'd
agree
be
more.
ridiculous,
Yep.
particularly if he could kick straight. We'd be dynamite. So I just feel for Aaron Norton. I think he gets held, scragged all day long.
Yep.
Every game, very rarely gets a free kick. If I was Bevo, I'd be calling the umpires again. I know he's probably done it already this year. In fact, I think he has.
Did you see Bevo on 360 last night? There was a great little bit where, so the week before on the couch, Jack Revold had talked about how Butters should go to Richmond because they've got all these players under 23. And Bevo just pointed out he left out half of our under 20 players.
And we had a lot of them that played well on the weekend. I think they're starting to blossom.
I think he's my favourite. I think he's my new Toby McLean. Toby McLean was always the player that I just loved from day dot, and I was so stoked for him that he got a flag, and if I had a number on my jumper, it would have been 16. I think Dolan might be my new one.
That's good to know. I think I love Toby McLean. Dolan for me still a work in progress.
Yeah, but it's definitely it's looking good.
There's something there. I've always liked Cooper Hines.
Me too.
So I think there's something there, although he bad delivery inside 50 probably the last minute.
Cooper Hines does make some mistakes, but they are getting less and less.
Yeah.
And that's how footballers evolve.
Yeah. But O'Donnell was sensational down back.
Yes.
He's had more spoils than anyone else in the comp.
Dead set.
And he missed 3 or 4 games with a hamstring. So he should be in the All-Australian mix to at least get in the squad.
Oh, now we're official footy
has been
podcast.
Pretty good.
The fact that you just didn't say the phrase, the All-Australian conversation, which I think Damien Barrett loves to say. Yes. Despite the fact that I don't know any footy fan who ever sits down and chats, who do you think should be in the All-Australian? We don't actually care that much.
We don't. We like. Well, there's one player. I wanted Libba in.
You and I would just choose 22 Bulldogs.
Every year I pissed off because Libba was so close a couple of times and has deserved to be an All-Australian.
Has he never got it?
No, never got it. So I think I probably cared about it more than him, to be honest. But I would have loved to have seen Libba in an All-Australian blazer. Libba went into the middle, was fantastic on the weekend.
So good.
Really, when you look at it, we're 7 points up with not long left. He should have won that game. So I left a bit flat. But in the end, it doesn't mean a lot. Although the only thing it does mean, if we'd won, we definitely would have stayed in Melbourne and played Collingwood.
Yeah, although it's looking pretty likely. Like Freo have got to play Carlton.
But Freo could put the queue in the rack.
No, I don't think they will, Mark Stevens, and I'll tell you why. Because they're going to get a week off regardless. You don't want to give your players 2 weeks off. That's bad for them. So I think they're going to go full pelt.
And you know what? I don't think Carlton are that good. We had a lot. We had a lot of players out. We kicked for goal poorly. Artie Jones missed a couple he should have kicked. Norton missed 2 or 3 he should have kicked. Kick those, we win quite comfortably. And we didn't have a ruckman.
Jordan Croft missed a couple, but also got a couple. He's such a confidence player, as we've discussed. But it seemed to go really ebb and flow. Like he kicked that great one from 55 and then missed a couple of easier ones.
We've just got to keep playing him. He's one of those guys. He'll blossom. It'll click. He's getting his hands to the ball a lot in marking contests.
Yes.
Times not quite taking, a bit like Sam Darcy. It took him a few years. He was getting his hands on them and not quite clunking them. Yeah. In 2 years' time, he will be.
That's what happens with tall fellas. I mean, Tom Boyd will also agree that, it took a couple of years for him to play. Well, as Tom would say, his 2 good games. I disagree with that. But, Boydie always says he only played 2 good games. They just happened to be a prelim and a granny.
Well, you got to time your run, don't you?
Absolutely, he did.
But, so it was frustrating in some ways. I didn't know how to feel. No song. The other thing was, it was weird. 3/4 time, just see what happened. The run around the boundary.
The rocket? No, I didn't see. So
the guy in the suit pushed the guy who was running, the rocket man, actually pushed the contestant over. It's extraordinary.
Really? Hang on, there's a guy in a suit. I thought it was just an animation on the fence.
No, we had a special guy in like a cat suit or was a purple suit, like a mascot running. and he pushed the guy over. So
This is the biggest story in the AFL this week.
Yeah, so I was focused on that for some reason, three-quarter time. I always criticise the Rocket man, but this was interesting this time.
The fact that it's a talking point. No, I didn't get to see too much of the festivities. My mate Shane brought his son Ethan to his first ever game. So we had a 1-year-old kind of wandering around, and I was there with both my kids.
Wandering, a 1-year-old?
Well, he was in Top Dogs. He was in that kind of area. Oh, he can walk, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
1-year-olds walk, don't they?
1-year-olds walk, yeah. He was wandering around, and my daughter was playing with him, and he's just kind of keeping an eye on everything. And but man, I was really stoked the way we played.
I was stoked too. It was an intense type of game. Yeah, and look, it'd been horrible if we had a lost, but you take the draw, and I think we can reload now. Obviously, Bont will come back probably this week. I think he's keen to play. Bailey Dale will definitely play.
Definitely play.
This week.
I thought he said wild card.
No, I think he'll be back in this week.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
And I know there's been a bit of negativity about Tim English. This is a small scoop. But,
because his wife she's leaving the Melbourne Vixens.
Yeah.
So it looks like, they'll either have to do long distance relationship or he'll follow her wherever she goes.
Yeah. No, I think he'll definitely stay, but it's kind of been written off. I think he's got a bit of work to do, but I wouldn't totally rule him out of a wild card game.
Great.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
What's your sources on? Oh,
they're not too bad.
How close?
But he's still there. The door's still ajar. That's
Okay.
what we like to say. So I wouldn't rule it out totally. He's obviously got some work to do to prove that. But the knee perhaps not quite as bad as they thought. So there's still some hope. Certainly not this week. But imagine if on the weekend if English, Bont and Bailey Dale play.
This weekend?
If they played last week, we would have ripped Carlton apart.
Absolutely, mate. We would have won by 10 goals.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Sometimes it's not that simple because it's weird that Ed Richards sometimes lifts when Bont's not there.
That's true, yes. It's like, wasn't that the New York Knicks when Patrick Ewing wasn't there? They always played better.
Yep.
Yeah, so maybe it's not like Ed plays badly when he's not when he is there. So yeah, it's an interesting thing, and it would be a nice problem to have. What are your sources now? Because you're a man of leisure at the moment.
I'm just in between gigs at the moment. Got a few things cooking, but obviously,
let's put it out to the Danny Boyd with Stevo Army if you need
Can't reveal all yet, but always available if you need an MC, someone to come in and question. I don't want to cut Danny's lunch though. I mean,
that's true.
Danny's still obviously angling for the Top Dogs host role next year.
Well, I did the social club this year. I'm very happy with that.
Well, that's great. Yeah. And I talked to Reece Contessa a lot at the club, who has been outstanding. Big shoes to fill with Linda Peachy leaving.
That's right. So he's sort of in charge of the memberships and coterie groups at the moment, and he's a lovely man.
Lovely Bulldog man, and Bulldog through and through, a real passionate Bulldog, which is great to have. So yeah, open to any ideas, but a few things cooking, Danny. Obviously Zero Digital with Zero Hanger and Zero Tackle. I worked there for 8 or 9 months, got that up and running. Professionalism in the newsroom. Set the foundations. Do you like that? That's a good way of putting it. But it's ready to take off.
You're being very diplomatic.
Yeah, but it's ready to take off. Danny,
is it? Okay.
As a business. So I feel as though I've done my job there, and there's certainly some big opportunities to come.
Well, I mean, given the state election, you could be the chief of staff to the Premier now.
Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Anything could happen, Danny. Yeah, but election coming up November 28, and I've just looked at my diary in the last couple of weeks and starting to book lunches in. I love a long lunch.
Oh, right. As in you're not performing at the lunch or anything?
No. I just like a long lunch.
Okay. Yeah, well,
a little restaurant bar. Yeah. As you get older, I think the long lunch overtakes the big Friday night or Saturday night.
Yeah.
You do your best work by about 5 p.m. after a long lunch.
Yeah, because once you're starting at about 7 o'clock, you're done by 9.
Yeah.
The metabolism can't keep up.
That's right. So there'll be all sorts of things. Might be a lazy Susan involved at some stage.
Oh, look out.
Don't you love a lazy Susan at a long lunch?
I mean, lazy Susan's
you know
fun
what a lazy Susan is?
It's the thing at the Chinese restaurant.
The spinning. Yeah,
man, I've been watching videos on Reddit of the elite Chinese waitresses setting those tables. They just spin the lazy Susan at like 10,000 kilometres an hour, and they're just throwing out the plates, and they all land perfectly. Yeah. It's very satisfying to watch.
They've gone out of fashion, lazy Susans, a bit, haven't they? But they still serve a purpose.
Well, it's because no one can afford to go out and eat.
Yeah, you're probably right.
They might still be there.
You can still get a decent Chinese feed. Get down to Victoria Street. One day after we do the Spread Eagle here, we should go down there for a pho.
A pho. Yeah, I love a pho.
A fur.
That's
obviously.
right. Yeah, it's something that the rest of it's a bit like when the guy who invented GIFs said it's actually pronounced GIFs,
right?
And everyone went, "Nah, mate, GIFs." We've decided. I think fur, even though it is technically how the Vietnamese pronounce it, we're going, hey, we You need to spell it differently then.
Yeah.
It's not something we've got behind.
No, you're probably right. But I love a good fur, particularly in winter.
Hell yeah.
Sensational.
Mate, it cures cancer.
Oh, it is just that. And my other go-to is I have one almost every day is a miso soup.
Oh, yeah. I love a miso soup.
I think it's the elixir and the centre of all goodness in life.
Couldn't agree more. Absolutely.
And it's cheap, particularly with a bit of tofu and seaweed in it. It is just magnificent.
All right, we're getting down a rabbit hole. We need to talk about the Pups. The AFLW team absolutely destroyed the Gold Coast Suns up at Carrara. It was amazing. Sarah Turtwig, 3 goals. Izzy Pritchett in her first game as co-captain, absolutely dominant. And 2 of our favourites here at Danny Boyd. We're talking Jazz Smith and Dom Carruthers. Both had really standout games.
Brilliant. And we started well, didn't we? That was the key. Put them away early.
Absolutely. It was over by quarter time.
And on the road.
Yeah.
So we got a win under the belt. And
we're playing Richmond, our traditional rivals, in where we've still got the treacherous Katie Brennan and Monique Conti.
We need to stitch them. I still haven't overcome that. I think that
definitely.
was the amount of work that we put into getting them there. We put them on a pedestal. I remember doing an interview with Katie Brennan at 7 and pumping her up. Pumping up the Dogs, pumping up footy. And then suddenly, a bit of an offer came around, and bang, they're gone.
Yeah, devastating.
Particularly Conti, just a sensational player.
Damn straight, and she's never, and they've never beaten us, Richmond. We've always beaten them in the AFLW, so this will be a real grudge match, and it's our first home game of the year. And don't forget, the league's moved it around, so you can go watch the AFLW at Whitten Oval, and then you can go to the men's.
We'll win that.
Oh, damn straight.
But we need to be.
I'll be there.
Yeah, we need to be more competitive this year.
Yeah, but we're looking good. Admittedly, Gold Coast aren't. They're always in a rebuild.
Yeah, that's fine. We've just got to take the wins on the road. We'll beat the Tigers. How did our number 1 draft pick go that went to North? Was she in the team?
I have no idea. Didn't really get a chance to look at it.
I'm still fascinated.
That's the problem with
that.
the AFLW though. Like when the men's teams are still playing, it's very hard for them to get any coverage.
Yeah.
So I obviously watched the Dog. I didn't watch the Dogs game. I watched it the next day. If my voice has sounded a bit rubbish, it's because on Saturday night I was hosting my kids' primary school trivia night, and they didn't really book a microphone. So I just yelled in a very loud pub for 2 hours. My voice was cactus. And then the draw on Sunday did not help.
No, so no mic. But
there was a mic, but it might as well have not been a mic.
Right. It's happened, as we mentioned before in our pre-chat, our pre-planning, AV and at functions, it very rarely goes right.
Yeah, well,
these sort of
especially not
things.
at Marvel Stadium. And there we go. I'm saying something controversial there. The club pay good money to get these techs in, and a lot of the time, you go to start the interview with the player and the tech cannot be found.
Right.
They're cost cutting or something.
Yeah. But you're in a bad room, that long room, bad acoustics. You got people.
Well, I'm in the social club, mate. The Victory room. Great room.
Sorry. Yeah, the Victory.
Great room. I interviewed Will Lewis in there, and he said should be back. He's done his calf, and he should be out. He reckons come back just after wildcard, so should be all right.
Why? Just after wildcard?
Yeah, he'll come.
Well, it's not going to be great for him.
What are you talking about? He'll come back in the side.
Back for the grand final.
Damn straight.
So he's going to need a couple of weeks, warming up back for... Well, you never know. We've actually missed him.
Yeah, he's a good player.
We've missed him because he just offers that extra lead up, the tough nut about him. He did some good roles for us this year.
Yeah.
He's been a good pickup. But speaking of AV and whatever, I'm now on the board at the Goulburn Valley Footy League.
Okay.
Happy to help out there. Got to go up for a board meeting Thursday in Shepparton.
Right.
Sunny Shepparton. And, the president rang me just before
President
I came
of
on here, of the Goulburn Valley League, the chair.
Okay. All right,
the chairman of the commission.
The Andrew Dillon of Goulburn Valley.
He said, would you mind hosting the medal night?
There you go.
Brownlow?
That's exciting.
So I'm weighing that up. That's exciting. This could be 3 votes.
Yeah.
Perhaps and emceeing.
It's going to be amazing.
I didn't really sign up to host the medal, but it could be big.
When Lockie Neal wins that, it's going to be so amazing.
That'll be huge. Do you think Dacos will win the Brownlow this year?
Yeah. Bond hasn't played enough games, and Ed Richards been too good.
Just you take us through. So you're Andrew Dillon, and you have to read the votes after round 16. He's already 15 votes ahead, and it's all over. Just to give us an insight into how quickly he's going to read them. 3 votes. Oh. You know how they rush through the last
Collingwood, S side bottom 1 vote. Collingwood, S side bottom 2 votes. Collingwood, and Dacos 12 votes.
Yeah, but it's going to be a problem for 7.
Absolutely.
And you've worked at 7. You've been at a high level there, and
I know
meetings and whatever.
Yeah, I think they should do maybe go back to the Kelvin Templeton and just read them out of order.
Out of order or in reverse, or they're going to have to
whatever's going to make it interesting.
They're going to have to come up with something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how. They'll maybe play on the record, or
maybe
all-time
Robert
record,
Irwin will host it. Just to, he's
So
got
it's a
every other
shame.
gig.
The Brownlow's not what it was, unfortunately. Maybe I'm getting older and more cynical, but it's become too predictable.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I've mentioned before, Libba won it with 18 votes.
Yeah.
So it used to be so spread. You had 7 or 8 players in the mix.
Matt Rowell was unexpected last year.
Yeah.
So that was good.
But the midfielders get that many votes that it's stretched. And
Oh, yeah, it's a midfielder's medal. Hey, by the way, did you see Bailey Smith, villain, has said that he had to sit down with Zach Butters to try and get him to Geelong.
Yeah, when Xander Maguire contacted him for a comment, he offered one word, meow.
Really?
He came back with meow.
That's interesting.
So what's that mean?
Mate, there's a lot of fears about... I've spoken to a few people at the club and they're still quietly confident he's coming to us. However, look, I spoke to, I'll just say it, Peter Hellier. Peter Hellier was on Have You Been Paying Attention this week? We were having a chat after the game and after the record, and he's very confident that Butters is going to Collingwood.
Right.
And he's got sources within Collingwood. Well, no, this is Pete Hellier. I think it was Strawny told me I'd feel a bit more comfortable that it wasn't true, but...
it's an interesting one, but so it was quoted on 7 News last night. Xander Maguire quite excitedly said, I've got a comment from Bailey Smith. He came back to me just with meow.
Oh, so Bailey Smith said that?
Bailey Smith said meow.
Oh, that means nothing.
It means nothing.
That means nothing. I thought you said Zach Butters said that.
No, Bailey Smith said meow. That was his reply. But... I was super confident about Butters. I'm just getting a bit more tempered. That's
I agree. I'm also feeling a bit nervous. But
all you doggy fans out there, all I'll say is just temper yourself. If it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. We're just going to have to go after Matty Rowell because I think we need to prepare now for the possibility that it may not happen.
All right. Our official comment is woof.
Yeah. And we'll try. I mean, we're still in there trying. We deserve it. And I think a lot comes down to us winning games of footy. The sad fact is we haven't won probably as many games as we thought, with Darcy going down, etc. Even though we've had a great season, we've just got to keep winning and just prove to Butters that this is the place to be. So we don't want Bevo putting up all the names all the time and defending that. We just need to start winning more games, which I think we can do, Danny. I think we can do it. I think we can win a wild card game and then forge ahead. Yeah,
I agree. Hey, we just need to win one final, and then when Bevo's in charge, if we win one final, we go all the way to the granny.
Yes.
So, mate, we've still got confidence. We are going to be chatting to an absolute Bulldogs club icon just on the very soon. Frode, who's the Norwegian.
Yeah, I met him. He doesn't look as much like that striker as I thought.
Erling Haaland.
No.
Yeah, right. One day you're going to remember his name.
Yeah, I saw him advertised again on the EPL.
Yeah, starts this week.
But doesn't he loaf around? I reckon he moves a bit I reckon Frode might be quicker than Erling Haaland.
No, Erling's
he just loafs around. He looks so casual.
Yeah, but then he just attacks. He's just he's like a crocodile, just calm. Bah.
Yeah. Fascinating watch. But it was great to be involved at the footy, obviously Top Dogs was at Platform 28 and bumped into a rival podcast.
Oh, yeah, I saw this actually. Yeah.
So I said, look, I shouldn't be talking to you.
No, we should all do an episode together.
We should, but what I was shocked at, Danny, and we need to work on this, is they had almost a merch stand.
Yeah.
They had stickers, small stickers, bumper stickers, even stickers like in a diamond style that glitter in the sun.
Okay.
And he said...
Righto.
One of their mates is a printer.
So we'll get a whole bunch of stickers. That'll be good for our, primary school aged girl demographic that we're going for. My daughter will be stoked.
Yeah, but I got some stickers. So should we do an end of season, what do you call it when you join together? It'd be like friends joining with another comedy show and doing a special.
Like a temporary merger or
you know what I mean? Like Home and Away and Neighbours getting together for a special.
Did they do that?
Probably not.
It was a special like Flintstones meet the Jetsons or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
And we could promote it. And
we can do all that. End of season review all together.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I like it.
I took some photos with them and, good bunch of guys.
Well, let's bring Frode in because I've got some awesome gigs facts for you coming up now. All through the last couple of weeks around anything to do with the Footscray Football Club, there's been a Norwegian tinge because one of our most famous overseas fans has been gracing us with his presence. He's always there. He's supported this podcast as a Patreon. He's always made nice comments and social media posts. And he's here. He's an enigma. Frode Jurnhart, welcome.
Oh, thanks for having me.
All good, mate. So how long have you've watched us lose to Freo, watched us lose to North, and watched us draw to Carlton? Do you take full responsibility for the end of season dip?
Full might be a bit strong, but maybe partially. Maybe I brought some bad wins with me.
So take us through your journey. First of all, you're in Florida. Where in Florida? You live on the beach in Miami, or I can just picture Dexter and Miami Vice sort of situation?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Dexter, but no, nothing quite that glamorous. I live on the opposite coast. Kind of used to be a retirement community, but it's gotten a lot younger lately. And it's actually called Fort Myers, but it's about 2 hours south of Tampa, opposite coast of.
Okay, so it's a less glamorous area, or is it
It's
got
just
a bit
swamp.
of bling?
Is it just swamp, marshland, and meth?
And then less meth, more alligators. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
So how many alligators? I mean, are they that common that you just wander down and see alligators?
There's signs all over my community that don't feed the alligators, don't fish, don't go near the water because
Yep.
yeah,
Right.
So you're in the Darwin of USA.
pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you lose many people? Like that? It happens a bit in the Northern Territory.
It happens. It's pretty rare.
It's just a couple of German backpackers. They're all right.
Yeah. So how did you get involved in the Bulldogs?
Yes, this is the big mystery. And actually, I've seen people ask you this in Top Tours, and I've walked away because I wanted to hear the story live on the pod.
It's not that big a mystery, but I started following footy late 2015. First game.
How did you come across it?
I was reading an article, and they mentioned a sport, and I remember hearing about it a long time ago. And I'd seen some back when ESPN didn't have any programming. They would show a few clips in the middle of the night. I just remember some striped Guernseys, probably Collingwood or Hawthorn or something like that. Then in March of 2016, I watched my first game. The first game I watched live was Adam Treloar's first game at Collingwood.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, so-
hang on. His first game at Collingwood.
Yeah,
Okay,
coming
nice.
from the Giants,
When was it?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You picked a good year to get involved.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So take us through that journey that year. Where were you on the grand final day?
Well, I had some. I'd watched a few games during the year, but couldn't see them all. But they showed all the finals, so I was like, "Well, the doggies are probably not going to do too well." But because everybody was saying, the Eagles are unbeatable at home, but
That's right. How did you choose us, though?
well, I kind of got on the bandwagon then, and then I followed them all through the final. And my buddy came over. The grand final starts about midnight, so because the doggies had mission on their Guernseys, we went out and got Taco Bell.
Great.
So Mexican food is a tradition for all our grand final
Did a
games.
few
now.
Bud Lights or cans of something?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that, yeah. But and then sure enough, the doggies won it. I didn't want to pick the doggies just because they won, but then Bevo called Bob up on the stage.
Oh,
and,
yes.
I didn't know who Bob was. Honestly, I had no idea.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. But the crowd went crazy. So
Oh, yes.
let me look into this club a little bit, and back at that time, Year of the Dog was on YouTube, so I must have watched that probably a dozen times.
That's
wow.
an amazing Year of the Dog. That's
Yeah.
a real insight into the old Bulldogs, the old Footscray.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. And I learned about the fight back. And I got to tell you, I met a lot of players here, but some of my biggest thrills are meeting Jenny from Year of the Dogs.
Oh, yes,
and
yes, yes.
Irene from the fight back. Plus probably 100 other Bulldogs fans have just been so amazing and just giving me everything, and it's just so welcoming. It's really feels like a family.
How long did it take for you to get your head around the game? Because it is hard to watch on TV compared to live.
Once you figure out what a mark is, it's not that complicated. It actually took me longer to understand why sometimes they would kick it back in and why the ump would throw it back in, And now with the
Mate,
new
we
lasso,
still don't know half the
No,
time.
we
The
don't know.
umpires don't know.
We
the
got the
lasso
lasso.
now, I have no idea what's going on, so I'm going to have to look
Yeah,
into
the
that a
lasso
little bit.
rule's rubbish. We've spoken about it. So it's becoming a obsession of yours. Have you got much memorabilia at home?
Quite a bit. I've been a member since 2017, and I've ordered a lot of stuff online. And when I was here 7 years ago, I came over to see the guys play and the girls, and I bought a bunch of stuff then. But I won a few auctions. I got a bunch of signed Guernseys and stuff. And
Wow.
my wife actually convinced me to move into our new house by saying that, hey, if we go to this new house with a second story, you can hang all your Guernseys up the stairway.
Wow.
What a woman.
Yeah, my wife is not like that.
This is great.
Sold. Okay.
Wow.
And have you brought your lovely wife over? Or you're on the
No, she
on a boys' trip?
She has to work. Yeah,
Right. So that's why you're on the loose. That's why I saw you at 3 a.m. down in the
I
nightclub.
mean,
there.
she wears a lot of Bulldog stuff because I have a lot. I buy, either if it's not a gift certificate, I get her something Bulldogs. So she wears that all the time. But
Oh, that's so supportive, isn't it? Because I've got a lot of memorabilia that's just covering a bit of dust.
Yeah.
Because I'm not allowed to really put it up in certain places. Dan.
Yes, yeah, no, there's a finite amount of Bulldog stuff I can put up in the house, and
Yeah. Well, that's great, and she's obviously supportive of your journey coming over here and whatever.
she might just be happy that I'm out of the house for a while.
yes,
you
yeah,
know.
makes sense. How long have you been married?
Oh gosh, it's been what year is it?
2026.
26 still.
We got married in 2012. So
That's when I got married. Hey,
Right, okay.
Hey.
Awesome. So professionally, what do you do over there?
I'm currently a firefighter / paramedic, or AMBO, I guess you would call
Right,
it.
do it all. So you do both over there?
I used to, for a while, I was only an AMBO, but probably the last decade and a half, I've been just driving a fire truck. So I initialize care as a paramedic, and then once the ambulance shows up, they take over.
Right. So you've obviously, that's really an admirable job. You must have seen some serious stuff.
You can drive around my district, and pretty much every corner, I remember something horrible happening.
Wow.
So.
Yeah.
How often do you, when it's like someone's, they've been bitten by an alligator and they're bleeding out, do you just like to keep them awake? You just keep telling them facts about the Bulldogs?
Not so much. When I travel, I try to always represent the doggies, and a lot of the winter gear I don't have a chance to wear in Florida. But if I go someplace cold, I always wear the Bulldog stuff.
And yet, do people then ask, what is this team and how do you know about them?
Every now and then I run into somebody who knows, but I get a lot of people thinking it's the Georgia Bulldogs or something like that.
That's a college team, is that right?
College team or a local high school team or something like that. But I try to spread the word as much as I can.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's your perception of Australia and Melbourne when you come back over here?
Honestly, even without the Bulldogs being here, which makes it completely unique, I love the city. I'm loving the weather right now. The food choices are fantastic. It's almost
food's
like New
amazing.
York. Yeah, it might even be better than New York. I mean,
Whoa.
yeah.
Huge.
the
I love
food-
that.
Food is great. What have you been sampling? All sorts of Asian fare?
I have been hitting the train station Australian-style sushi places quite
Oh,
a bit.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not really a delicacy. That's like what we eat when you're just in a rush and you don't want indigestion.
I've been in a rush, but yeah, it's it's unique. It's not something I can get a lot, and it's just quick and kind of cheap.
What about the 4 and 20?
Yeah, if you've done the classic Australian things, your Tim
pie.
Tams, your
The
Vegemite,
pie,
your
the
4 and
footy.
20.
I do have a couple of pie packages in the freezer in my room.
Excellent.
I've been, when I haven't been eating out, I've been eating that, and I had a couple of Parmas, of course.
Good man. Thank you for
awesome.
using its real name.
Who would be your favourite player then in your time, the 10 years you've been on board?
How can you not say Marcus Bontempelli? I mean, but that's like the obvious answer. Ed Richards, I just love how he's come along.
Yeah.
From when he got drafted to now, it's been amazing. And I'm really enjoying the AFLW. I've been really following that closely.
Who's your favourite there?
Well, I sponsor Heidi Woodley.
Okay.
So I guess I should say her.
You do have to say her, yeah. That's a legal obligation.
And she is fantastic. And I decided to pick up a few more sponsorships while I was here.
How do you have this much money as a like?
Obviously pay well. Yeah.
From what I've been told about Americans in public service is, you don't get that much coin.
Well, I don't have any kids in college or anything like that. So
Okay. Do you have kids at all?
I have a daughter, yeah.
How old's she?
She is, what year is it?
It does change every year.
Yeah, she's 30-something. She's got a couple of kids of her own, so.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So do your grandkids get all this Bulldogs merch and just have no idea what's going on?
They get some. They like kicking the footy and stuff.
Yes.
And what about contact with the high level end of the club? I mean, the pres, the CEO.
Yeah, is
Do you get
anyone-
to the red carpet? Do they roll it out for you?
Everybody's been everybody from the people at the shop to the cafe to the executives to everybody's just been absolutely wonderful.
You even met Bevo, didn't you?
I got a picture with him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's something.
That's it. Yeah, that's great.
I've been nagging the guys that I've been pretty much a pest. I've been hanging around like a rash at the practice. You know.
And if we make a run at the grand final, can we see you back?
Oh, yeah.
If we go to the grand final, I'll come back. How about that?
Wow, I like that.
Well, you have to. We'll try and snag a ticket for you. Obviously,
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
you deserve one. It was a big day in 2016. I got to tell you. So,
Oh yeah. So anyway, so just going back, how do you watch the games? Like, what time are they in Florida? I have a friend in San Francisco, big Bulldog fan, Will, and he can only really watch day games. But I'm guessing East Coast might be easier.
Well, with certain satellite packages, whatever, you can get some of the games. But since 2017, I've had the international membership through the Bulldogs, and that gives me a streaming app, so I can watch any game whenever I want to. But I haven't missed a live Bulldogs game in 10 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't always complete them because sometimes I have to shower at halftime and drive to work.
Of course.
During the third
Yep.
quarter, or
Yep.
if I'm out of work and have to run a call or something in the middle. But
So in America with the firemen, is it like still sliding down a pole and all that sort of stuff like the movie?
OSHA kind of our
Backdraft?
safety.
What's
and
OSHA?
OSHA is an occupational safety and health
Oh, okay.
administration, and I think they ruled those out in most places.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of broken
Right.
ankles,
Right.
But plus our station's only one floor, so.
I should still just have one anyway, just for a bit of pole dancing.
But what's the population where you are? Is it a big place?
It's probably a couple 100,000 in the extended area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not too far from Trump down there.
It's Trump territory, I'm
It
guessing.
is.
He's on the other coast, but there's a lot of Trump flags around.
Yeah, okay. It's, I mean, we're not going to get into the politics here, but Stevo's very happy to meet a fellow Trumper.
I'm not saying I'm a Trumper. No, I'm not a Trump man at all.
Well, people might not realise that you are a major part of this podcast almost every week, because when we do the gigs facts, you donated the song. It came out of nowhere. We said, we need a jingle for this, and you went, how's this? You sent it through, so you clearly got a recording studio at home.
No, it's just an iPad.
All right, well, man, it's a real earworm.
Okay.
The number of times I've woken up at 4 a.m. and I just have gigs facts in my head.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got some gigs facts right now.
It's time for Gigs Facts. Bulldogs knowledge he extracts. Yeah, here come the Gigs Facts. The data's been checked and it tracks. Gigs Facts. Danny asks the questions and boy he reacts. So sit on back and relax. Put on your thinking caps because we're gonna do the Gigs Facts.
Such a good tune, Fro. You got a good pair of pipes.
Oh no, that's not me. I just wrote the lyrics.
All right, who sang it?
That's AI.
No, come on.
I'm devastated.
I'm sorry. I've been in a bunch of bands, but yeah, I have no talent for singing. So.
What's your specialty? You're a bass player?
I'm a bass player. Yeah.
Oh, I guess that. There you
Now
go.
you're fired up, Stevo. This is you
I
talk
like the
about
music.
any rock and
So
roll
he's
music.
unassuming type of guy. He doesn't need to be the headline act. I can't imagine you on the lead guitar, but that's great. So what's your specialty?
Well, in high school, I thought I wanted to be the rock and roll star, so I started on electric guitar and everything. But
Right.
if you want to have some work, it's better to be a bass player because everybody else wants to play guitar. So.
Yeah. Yep.
And I've
Are you a
actually-
rock guy or country? Or?
I've played in some rock bands and some blues bands. I love the blues bass lines. Those are a lot of fun.
Is there any bands of yours that are on like Spotify or YouTube Music that we could stream and you could make
I've tried
point?
really hard to destroy all that.
Oh, really?
Because unfortunately, I was the lead singer in those bands, and it is not
Really?
very good. We were really good, except for the singer.
Who's your favourite band? This is how Stevo will judge you now.
I really love like Aussie pub rock, like
Right.
AC/DC, Airborne.
Wow.
Airborne, I love it. Airborne.
The Poor.
A mate of mine, Liam O'Keefe, who runs the
Yeah,
track.
O'Keefe's, yeah.
His cousin is the lead singer of Airborne. They're
Nice.
from Warrnambool originally.
Are they?
And they're huge in Europe.
Yeah, I traveled up to New Jersey to see them one time. They were fantastic. Yeah.
Okay,
Pretty good. Yeah.
We can organise a backstage there through Liam. Oh, they are amazing. I've seen them live. So they're heavy.
Great band.
They're heavy. Like they're almost a mini AC/DC, aren't they?
Yeah. But if it's not broken, why fix it?
That's right.
All
There
right,
you
so
go.
I've got some gigs facts for you from the great Andrew Gigach. Have you met him yet?
No, I've met his online, but
Right.
I met his partner in writing who wrote the book. I met his partner, the historian. At the
Oh, the other historian, Ace.
Andrew?
Andrew? Yeah, I think he's called Ace. But anyway.
yeah.
So he's got, I mean, he's sent us a bunch of. Did you know that was Bevo's first draw? Ever.
He did mention that in the presser, I believe.
Yeah, never had one
Not
in
even
his
at
junior days.
Mentone, St. Bede's.
Yeah,
No.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's all because of Carlton's cowardice, of course, and the umpires just helping him out. But so we have played the Demons in the last home and away round 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 times. And we have lost 5 of them. We've won 3, but we have won. We won the last one, and since 1960, we've won 3 to 2.
It was a very famous one, Danny.
What do you got?
1987.
Yes.
Where we had to win to get into the finals. We expected to win, and Melbourne won, and of course went on that roll from there. They hadn't played finals for a long time.
Was that a roll for them? Admittedly, I was in kindergarten that year, so I wasn't hugely across the
That was
footy.
one of the most famous Saturdays ever in footy, so there were a lot of results going on at once. It's when there used to be 5 or 6 Saturday games.
Yep.
And permutations were happening live around grounds. There was
Wow.
a long Hawthorn game. And Melbourne ended up getting into the finals. Gary Lyon broke his leg that day. Remember on the footy show they used to sort of take the PI 55 out of Gary for crying on the
Really?
way off?
That's the word you censor?
Yeah. So do they say PI 55 in America? Probably not.
No, I'm familiar.
Yeah, so that and but it was an extraordinary day.
Is that because there's an American here? You don't want to cuss in front of him.
Well, we can't swear on this show.
Oh, you've sworn many times, my friend.
Yeah. But it was a big day, and a lot of Bulldog supporters remember that. Robbie Flower played, and Robbie Flower had never played in a final.
Wow,
and
okay.
Melbourne got through and beat us that day.
And would have got through to the grand final if it wasn't for Jim Steins
right.
not knowing the rules.
Yeah.
Very unfair. Well, the last time we played was 2013. If you remember 2013, we were rubbish, but we came real good in the last quarter of the season. We won a lot of games in a row, and things were looking very positive. And then 2014 didn't go that well, but yada, 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 we win the flag. So there's a bit of positivity in there, I guess. Carlton is the team we have drawn with the most. It already was that, but now we have drawn with them way more than anyone else. And where's that? Sorry, he sent me a few gigs facts, so I've always, sometimes they're, 5 times. We've drawn with North Melbourne 3 times, St Kilda 3 times, Essendon twice, Geelong twice, Hawthorn twice, Richmond twice, and once with Collingwood, Melbourne, Sydney and West Coast. And this was the first time ever in AFL history that the draw was 82 to 82. That had never happened before, and that leaves only 80 to 80 and 89 to 89 as the only final scores of draws that are yet to be recorded, apart from like over 100 and stuff.
And under 50 or something.
And between 70 and 100, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's good stuff, isn't it?
He's on fire there, Gix.
How does he find this stuff?
He's good. I mean, there's other stuff in here. That Bulldog draw drought ends at 18 years. It's the 4th longest draw drought. Adelaide once went 23 years without a draw. Look, yeah, I can keep going. But so you're here for one more week. Where are you going to watch are you going to both games on Saturday?
I'm going to go to the AFLW game at Whitten Oval first, and then when that wraps up, I'm going to head over to the G
double
as quick
header.
as possible. Yeah.
Nice.
Have you been to the G many times?
I did a tour last time I was here, and I saw one game the other day. Not us, obviously.
All right. Who was that?
Was that Collingwood and Geelong?
Collingwood. Do you still wear your Bulldogs gear to the?
I will never apologize for my Bulldogs.
All right. I love
Yeah,
that.
love it.
Look at
love
you.
it. Yeah.
You don't have any other sports teams that you're obsessed with, do you?
I used to be really heavy into ice hockey.
Okay.
The Florida Panthers, but it is actually easier for me to follow the Bulldogs from over there than it is to follow the hockey league.
Why is that?
Because you have to have 6 different subscriptions to different things.
Oh, really?
They portion out these games to different media outlets. So I follow them, but not as closely. I don't follow the social media as much as I do.
Should we get behind the Florida Panthers as the official Danny Boyd club?
I wouldn't mind that, but you know, I think you discussed before maybe the New York Rangers because of the red, white, and blue.
Yeah, but my father's from Glasgow. I'm a Celtic fan. I can't go for a team called Rangers.
No.
I just cannot do it. Nah. Also, I'd rather go for a Canadian team. Isn't it true in ice hockey, a Canadian team hasn't won the Stanley Cup for like 30 years?
I don't know if it's that long, but I know that I think the last before before this year, the last 6 years, it was Florida teams, which is
And that's just
incredible.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're the hottest state, and yet you're winning ice hockey. Yeah, no, that's not cool.
Crazy. And how do you think the NFL is going to go at the MCG? Because I've been to one NFL game. I'm worried that the G might be too big.
Yeah.
No, I
The
heard it's already
surface.
sold out. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Well, it's sold out, but how do you think it'll be as
on
an
the
experience?
size of the field?
I think it'll look like a basketball court out there compared to the
Yeah.
pitch of a AFL game.
Yeah. I've been to one NFL game and I could barely work out what was going on. And the Jonas Brothers performing at halftime. That's your favourite Nepo babies, Disney Christian pop.
Yeah.
Are they Christian pop? They just feel like they would be.
I suppose they could be. I don't know.
They're not airborne, I tell you.
They're not
No,
airborne.
no,
Airborne should be playing that.
It should be.
Do you know my favourite Aussie band? I might have talked about this on the pod, but there were two guys who used to do stand-up in Adelaide, and then they had a band like The Darkness called the Dairy Brothers, who would do these like over-the-top Spinal Tap rock shows. But then they had an idea of they were doing an album launch for the Dairy Brothers, and they go, all right, let's do something really stupid. Let's all grow beards really long, and then we'll be our own support act, and we'll be called the Beards, and we just sing songs about beards. And they did it, and then they went off, shaved, came out as the Dairy Brothers, and then a week later got like multiple requests to book the Beards, and then the Beards became bigger than the Dairy Brothers, and
Yeah.
they toured all
I
around the
reckon
world.
I've heard the Beards.
The
Yeah,
Beards are
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen them at the corner. You ever heard of the Beards?
I don't think so. No.
No.
I think they got big in Boston because there was one year that the Boston Red Sox all agreed they wouldn't shave their beards until they won the World Series. And so at Fenway Park, they've kept playing beard songs. But there we go. All right, so Frode, what's your predictions for this weekend? How much are the Dogs going to win by? Who's getting 3 Brownlow and Aaron Phillips medals votes? Who's kicking the most goals in both games?
I'm thinking Ed Richards kicked the most. Unless
Most goals?
yeah, most goals.
Wow.
Maybe
It doesn't look like he can miss these days.
no. Maybe if Naughton starts kicking him straight, he'll continue that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so. I think we'll win probably by 5 points.
We'll
5.
take it. Yeah, we'll
Wow.
take it.
And in the ladies?
Oh, the lady's going to decimate Richmond.
Yeah. Who's getting the most goals, though?
Oh, Twiggy was on a roll the other night. She got 3.
Yeah, it's Sarah Hartwig.
So,
yeah.
So
My kids call her Turtwig, which they've told me is a Pokemon. So
I don't know about that.
Turtwig did very well.
Of course, I'm hoping Heidi will get at least 1 or 2.
Yeah. She'll get the most Brownlow vote. Well, Aaron Phillips medal. Have they changed that yet, Stevo? Is it called the Aaron Phillips medal yet?
I believe so.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yes.
Aaron Phillips votes. All right, Frode, thank you so much for joining us. If you would like to see this great man, he will be wandering around Whitten Oval this Saturday. Just look for the guy wearing red, white and blue and a set of AI pipes. Go Dogs.
Dogs.
I gave my childhood to that roar of the red, white and blue sea, and the knowledge that you had to love the Bulldog boys and me. 20 years on, I feel that longing hanging in September air. But the reason I go every week is to pretend you're still there. And they will find the glory one day, and I will throw it at your feet. It's a long, long road they're running for you, the dogs of Footscray streets. It's a long, long road they're running for you, the dogs of Footscray streets.